Hi, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here to bring you my story, which the only reason why I'm doing this is that I really want anyone who has a situation of sudden um, limb pain or prolonged back pain and not getting answers and going to and from emergency for pain and what happens. I'm going to begin with the summertime, pardon me. Um, July the 1st, I was with a friend and I started noticing my leg was absolutely on fire and the thigh felt like it had gone into a roast, that it had been put in the oven. And it went down my leg into my calf, which just had an absolute burning feeling, and then it went into my foot and the left leg here. And pins and needles throughout my whole foot, and actually a pain that felt like a rubber band under my heel that was just pulling it up and just making my life absolutely miserable. And so my friend, nice friend, Tess, said, Shannon, you don't look well. I'm very concerned. I'm going to take you to the hospital. I love you, Arlene. It's nice to see you. Telling my story. Okay, so I was very happy. She got me up there at night, dropped me off, and I went there, and they said, it sounds like you got shingles. Shingles. Oh, man. It was just crazy because I thought, no, I don't have shingles. So they gave me the shingles medication, and I took it as prescribed, and still no luck. And I have had shingles, but no, this was not shingles. They said it was, could have gone down nerve pain, down the oh Lordy, down the leg. No. So I lived with that. Then I took all those pills and I waited a couple weeks, and then the pain was just out of this world. So I went back again. They put me on IV. Then they sent me home. They didn't do any x-rays yet. And then so I went home after the IV medication. It only lasted maybe 24 hours of pain relief. Hot juice, by the way, dollar store mango juice, hot water, a little bit of honey. Okay, so I came home, still no so luck. So I called my family doctor, and he said, okay, I'm going to send you x-rays. So the x-rays, I went to Lionsgate Hospital again. Except this time I called an ambulance because I was absolutely in the worst feeling pain I'd ever been in. And the ambulance picked me up. And by the way, he wouldn't allow me to lay down. He says, no, you're not sick enough. Sit in that chair. And I go, no, I want to lay down. Well, he pushed me into the chair. Another story. So in absolute diabolical pain. They got me into the hospital. They had me sit in a waiting room, and I was just heaped over the chair. It was so bad. So then they took me in. They put me on IV again, and this doctor said, okay, I understand and believe you, you're back. We're going to try a steroid shot in your back. So within a couple, 2 weeks, they got me back into the hospital, and I had a shot in the back. Didn't help nothing. I'm still in diabolical pain. And I'm telling you, this time the pain was so bad, I was thinking ways that I could kill myself just to get over this. And I already have mental health issues, PTSD, depression, anxiety, but not so much depression because I'm a workhorse. I work around the community. I've said that many times. So then, so this last time, oh, and by the way, the ambulance, I had a headache that was so bad it was killing me. And I said, the ambulance were going to pick me up for an hour. So I said, basically, F you, I'll get there myself. So then they called the police on me. The police came. They know me very well. They could see I was in pain. I was in so much pain, it was burning up. So I had to put a hose over my head, cool my head down, put it down my leg, do whatever. So I got to the hospital. They did the x-rays. They still found nothing. They did not do the x-ray in a specific place to find what I had. So I went home again, just devastated. And so this last week, I had missed the x-ray on the back and the ultrasound because the night I had was just, I couldn't sleep. And so my appointment was 1:00. I arrived at the outdoor lab by 5, and I said, please let me in, please. I'm so sorry. Well, they took me in. Thank you so much. And then they said, sorry, Shannon, we can't do the ultrasound. There's a lot more time to it. Okay. So what can I do? What do I do? Go to the hospital. So last week, this year, I went to the hospital. Now, I can't remember what day I went in. Monday I went in. Because that's when the x-ray was, and the x-ray lady told me to go in. So Monday I went in, absolutely terrified with pain. I know that I'm not going to make it this time. So then they laid me down to a bed. They put me up with the morphine, whatever it was. They hooked me all up. And they said, okay, we're going to send you down for x-rays. They sent me down for x-rays. They brought me back up. And I was so shocked and trying not to cry. So then the doctor said, and he was so apologetic, and I'm telling you, Lionsgate Hospital is a very hard hospital to cope with. They have a whole agenda thing against First Nations. Now look at how First Nations I look, my God. I look more European, something. Hello? So then they came in and they put me in ICU because I was I was very, very ill. And they hooked me up to all kinds of IV and a steady one in the arm here because they had to do some contrast thing, I guess, and they put me down again. They kept me for 3 or 4 days, and they said, we're going to do a biopsy of your back. They did the biopsy. And this really beautiful doctor, this beautiful man came up to me, and he had such tears in his eyes. He said, Miss Studer, I'm so sorry. You have a cancer mass in your back, and it's very large. And it's wrapped itself around your kidney, and we think your spine is cutting the nerves down to your leg. I said, oh, okay. So he says, but don't worry. We're going to do some more diagnostic testing. But we're going to send you with the palliative care team. It's not safe enough for you to be in the hospital here. We want you to go home, and we're going to have you with the palliative care. Well, I've had palliative care for a couple days now, and I'm on a very heavy medication, but it's still, when your nerves are cut from a tumor, you're not getting the proper blood up and down the leg. In the last few hours, I noticed I tried to shave my legs, and I bled here because I can't feel the leg. Completely can't feel the leg. So I can't shave my legs anymore, I guess, on my own. Whatever. I don't know what to do. So I'm home now, and I'm still waiting. I have had the Sunday night, I had the, what do you call it? MRI. They put no contrasting fluid in, which is no problem. And I did very well. It was a half-hour MRI, the whole spine from C-water to C-water. Now, I must say, in 2004, I had a neurocytoma pulled out of the pituitary gland. It was benign. It was half-eaten. I did everything that they told me to do, taking different stuff and, hello stick. I don't drink alcohol at all. I don't smoke. I haven't smoked in 25 years. I quit marijuana 2 years ago. I got diagnosed with 13 lesions in the frontal lobe of my head, and I had this doctor who said, well, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. He was actually a little bit of a crazy doctor, too. He called the police on me. So much shit happens to First Nations people. And by the way, when I went up by ambulance, I was wearing a North Shore Indians t-shirt. What a bloody mistake. That was a big mistake. That guy treated me like shit. I haven't even reported him. So what's the moral of the story? I didn't have shingles. I didn't have a drug addiction. I had serious problems with my leg, and I never felt pain in my back. It was in my leg, and understandably in my leg. And you people, watch yourself. You have sudden pain in the arm that goes on for too long. It could be pinching off a nerve, and like you heard me say, it could be cancer, it could be a lesion, it could be a cyst, it could be all many different things. And this is why I'm telling my story. So the Chinese doctor came out and he told me, you have, Dr. Lee, you have, now I don't know how to pronounce this, squamous cell carcinoma, sarcoma, carcinoma. Anyways, I'm in a good mood, considering, you know, I have to take this so, and also, by the way, when they the hydromorphine, I'm very strict about that stuff, and I told them, don't you dare make me into a drug addict, don't you dare. And they said, Miss Studer, you need it, and you're not going to be. You're very strict, you're very, you know, you're a very stern individual woman, and I know that, you know, you're not going to, and we're going to make sure you're not. So they gave me the 12-hour release one, and when it's towards the end of the 12-hour and I got to take the second dose, I got to take a 2.5 milligram little pill just to zap me right away until it goes into my system. So I just want to let you know that, you know, I'm very concerned because my left leg is completely paralyzed now. And I'm hoping that they're going to be able to bring it back. They might have to just take a portion of the term to relieve the nerve and see where this whole mass is coming from. That's why they did this. You know, it could come from another place. This could be a secondary spot from, this is what they told me. So God bless any of you who have back problems, you men that have worked and suffered. It may not be a mass or a cancer like me, but the symptoms are the same. Please have love and care and compassion, and most of all, I would say, believe people who are in pain. And this nonsense about, you know, people saying, oh, you know, she never complained about pain, she was such a great person. And you know what? Nobody should suffer alone. If you're in pain, you bloody well say it. I'm telling you right now, this bullshit of this, you know, thing, you know, oh, you know, you're going to be just the greatest person, and, you know, you're not going to worry. Listen, that's bullshit to the highest degree. Anybody's in pain, say you're in pain. And those who hear it, you know, don't feel alarmed. Just say, oh, sweetheart, I'm sorry. You know, if I could do something, I wish I could. Now, I got a bright light here. I'm going to show it to you. I bought this thing a while ago. Can you see it, everybody? I bought that thing to help me with depression. They say, you know, things to do for yourself. Keep yourself by white light, you know. And, you know, I try to get out. I go around the yard, you know, I limp around the yard. I keep busy. Whenever I'm not in pain, I'm cleaning up my hoarding place. And, you know, that's a good thing to do. I don't get into feeling sorry for myself because, I mean, if I want to get into feeling sorry for myself, I have a list. Man, do I have a list. From foster care to childhood rape to brain tumors to loss of relationships to have never been married, blah, 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 to have people broken into my house and that sort of thing. I don't have time for that, you know. The only thing I have time for is joy. So I got this here. So I tell that cancer, you know, up yours. Woo! Just a little joke. Anyways, I bought this at the Salvation Army thrift store. It was a nice thing. If anybody wants to buy it off me, $100. Oh, so I can do whatever. I'm looking into buying a massage chair. This is my best friend. Whenever you fill these up, don't fill it up when the water's absolutely boiled. Fill this thing up just before it's going to boil. even just before. Okay, you don't need to be, because this is a weapon almost. So you can look it up on the internet how to fill them up properly. So that's my story. We're going to find out a little bit more, see where we go from here. And where do you see Snoopy? Oh, Snoopy, that's a good name, Arlene. So please, people, make sure don't fall for every diagnostic thing that you have. People telling you got shingles. You know, we have to have the strength. And I know these hospital and doctors and everything else, they're just people. But you know what? We can't go by personalities and by people's certificates and degrees and shit like that. We have to go by diagnostic testing. That's the key. And as far as this First Nations and screen paneling people for drugs to see if they're lying about their pain is a bunch of bullshit. If you have a suspicion that somebody is actually coming into the hospital to get a fix, then you know what? Give them the fix and get them in a program. You know, they're going in there for help. They die of DTs or whatever else. That's what I feel. So the last thing I want to say is that before all this happened, I had an inclination that something was going on with me. And I said to myself, you know, I'm going to be 60. I'm 58. I'm going to be 60 in July. I was born in 62. And when I cut all my hair off, I didn't waste it. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to show you. I don't want to be somebody who's going to be coloring my hair and possibly giving myself lymphatic cancer. So what I did is I made sure that I donated my hair to cancer for children. I took it off my phone. You know how you take pictures, all of us snapshot girls. So I want to say, you know what? I mean, look at it. I don't feel like I'm the most, you know, attractive girl. I'm 58. Stuff happens. So, hi, Patrick. Hi. Just let me say goodbye to my live stream here and I'll pick up with you. Give me 1 second. So I just want to say to you people, thank you for listening to my story. God bless you. Please get the diagnostic testing. Don't just listen to these doctors. They're doing the best they can, but you got to get the diagnostic testing. You've got to push them. And you have to realize that the pain that's coming from your back sometimes you may not feel it. It takes a nerve for it to cut off. So God bless you, everybody. Take care. I love you dearly. I'll be giving you the update as soon as I find out what's happened with the MRI. Take care. Love, Shannon. My stream, Lovey, I can talk to you now.